Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this reading for the full moon in Aries. This is coming out actually later than I wanted it to because I had a toothache and I don't normally get toothaches, but I just could not do a reading with any kind of pain. So that's the reason. And also we had a power outage last night around about the same time that the moon was exactly opposite the sun. So a surge in energy, which is interesting because Aries is opposite Mars. And I wanted to look at this energy closer with this reading. So I'm going to do a tarot reading and use the Rider-Waite deck. Ace of Wands. So this is a surge, a power surge, conception, spark of something for this full moon. So pay attention, where does this full moon fall, in what house in your natal chart? And what is it kind of triggering or hitting in your natal chart? Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. So there's a boom, there's a surge, there's a influx of something in abundance, which is within some kind of system, which, keep in mind, if you're looking at your natal chart and you're looking at the house that this is falling in, what's the system that it's kind of giving an energy surge or boost into? Then we have the Knight of Swords, the Sun, Seven of Wands, Ten of Cups, the Chariot, and the Knight of Pentacles. So ultimately, the outcome for this week, because I do weekly readings, is that it may start off with an amazing idea, a really good idea, an amazing kind of spark of creativity, something that you feel flooded with ideas. You could also suddenly receive a lot of financial support or income, something that kind of creates a new stream of income for you. But this week is basically the formation of it. The thing about it for me, looking at this, is that there is going to be challenges this week. Because let's use myself as an example. I have lots of creative things that I have to do for some assignments because I study communication design. And so far, really loving the direction change that I made several months ago. And I took a leap of faith into doing something that would bring my creativity to a place in my life where I felt useful, and it would bring income in. I'm nowhere near that point because I'm still studying, the course. But part of the course is I have to come up with a lot of different creative ideas. And so for me, I've had a lot of creative ideas. And it's about putting them all together and getting rid of things that are irrelevant or they just kind of confuse things. So individually, if you're starting something new, if you're thinking about starting a business, whatever creative thing that you're doing, there are rules involved because I have the Hierophant here. You have to do it within a structure of some kind. This could be government, could be financial institution, whatever. There's guidelines, there's rules, but there is a lot of forward momentum with it. And the challenges are going to be about not rushing in. If you rush into doing something and you think, okay, I've rushed this thing because it needs to be done, you might be dealing with deadlines. You might be dealing with some kind of time constraint, or wanting to do something before the situation changes permanently. That sort of energy, if you rush to complete something, it will bring up some challenges. So it's saying not to rush. Maybe you did things in the past, because this is in the past position of rushing something, or, you know, whoever you're dealing with, you could be in a new relationship or a relationship and things are changing and you're having all these ideas of what you want to do together. Maybe in the past you rushed into something. Camera's a bit dark. Maybe in the past you rushed in to do something together, and this full moon energy this week is going to put a spotlight and reveal the things that could potentially cause challenges for you going forward if you do those same things, in like the way that I'm talking, rushed and that sort of energy. So the 10 of Cups with the Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles, this is getting to a place where you're really happy with something this week and it actually creates momentum for you, but not the momentum that you thought that it would create, because I just feel this strong anticipation of the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, going so fast, when it's saying just slow down. Don't rush into it. You will see everything that you need to see. There is something also here about prevention, because the 7 of Wands is about challenges that you have faced before. You do have the understanding of how to prevent things. And so this level of understanding and ideas and communication, Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, the Sun in Libra energy opposite the Moon in Aries, this lots of thoughts and ideas and communication, and reaching a point where you could really create something extremely productive. Mars opposite Aries. These are two energies that are about doing things, and doing things for particular reasons. So we have to work out the reasoning. That's the bottom line here. We have to work out the reasoning. We could have all these amazing ideas, great ideas, and feel a sense of accomplishment and joy and happiness within the framework of whatever it is for you, relationship, business, school project, whatever it is. We're about to go through a turning point, because we have Pluto here. Pluto is squaring Moon and squaring Sun. So this change is about, once we get to a point where we're like satisfied and going with the flow of what we want to change about ourselves in the situation, or change about the project, whatever it is, then we start making we start planning the steps to create this powerful or extremely creative thing. If you've just got into a relationship and you feel like you have met someone who is, the two of you together are so dynamic and so intensely kind of creative, or there's a lot of passion, definitely you could get carried away with that kind of energy and rush into things that you're not ready for. So that's another thing that it's trying to say here. Because essentially Pluto it's life-changing, whatever you're going to be doing or thinking about this week. So Pluto in Capricorn, squaring the sun and the moon. T-square energy with Eris and Mars. So whatever you're holding on to or maybe reluctant to let go of, Four of Pentacles, is basically going to be destroyed. Pluto is planet of destruction. If you are, holding on to some kind of idea that's not really part of the new energy that you're stepping into, something will happen to it. Ace of Cups and the Star. So I think with this combination, it's like anything that's not going to work in this new thing that you're doing, new relationship, new project, new life, new whatever. And I know we're talking about a full moon, but there is a big change coming out of this full moon energy. Whatever is rigid, because Pluto is in that kind of energy and has been for a long time, it's kind of like breaking things up or changing things that are too unchangeable. And the way that happens is destructive. So you may be noticing how this has been taking place in your life, things that you are reluctant to change. Those very things are creating a level of stagnancy or destruction in your own life. And when we understand that, and we start to see how destruction can be the best thing ever in the world. Like we think about relationships you had where it caused major destruction in your life. The relationship itself self-destructed because of personalities or whatever. We've all experienced that, and how relieved you are in this present day that that relationship did self-destruct and changed you on a deep level. This is what I'm talking about here with the Four of Pentacles, is that something that you might be thinking or you're reluctant to change about yourself. I think that you'll start to see that is happening this week. For example, I drink way too much coffee. You could probably tell I've had like 3 cups. And in my coffee, I put sugar. And so that means I'm drinking too much sugar. And that's having an effect on my physical body. And it's through the love of myself, through the self-love, that I find inspiration to embrace changes. So the breaking of habits is very difficult, and sometimes it takes something like a massive, toothache or something like that to say, okay, I'm putting too much sugar in my mouth, putting too much sugar in my system. And there's something that I need to take care of. It's alerting me to the fact that there may be something deeper that I need to take care of. So use that example in more of a metaphysical way or spiritual analogy. Strength. The Hanged Man. It's interesting because the message I got was like hanging on to something so tightly. We get into survival instinct in the way that we hold on to things. And sometimes those things that we hold on to, and we become experts in how to never let go of something. Literally it could be an item, or mentally it could be just a thought pattern. And we build up a lot of strength because it's survival instinct to have that there in existence, that item or thought or whatever it is, secure, some kind of security. And this energy is saying the security that we have falsely kind of made for ourselves, although it has given us a lot of strength to get through situations, it's also saying that it's time for whatever that is to basically be either destructively changed, or we go through some kind of spiritual epiphany. Pluto isn't always like the energy of, in my opinion, it's not always the energy of death and destruction. It's many times it's just about a spiritual epiphany of transformation and how you intend to transform something about yourself or in your life. So what I'm seeing here is that we have a huge amount of strength of what we have basically held onto out of security, and that is what is changing. It could very well be something physical. Devil. So the reason for the change and the profoundness of this change, it basically means, because if we look at the devil is about something that it inhibits a person from going any further in a situation. Like, for example, in a relationship, if bad shit is happening in a relationship, the individuals will not progress further into any kind of productive or positive pathway because of that destructive nature of the relationship. And so that's why we flee situations where there's a lot of destruction. If we are self-aware, we flee relationships that are detrimental to our physical health and mental health. But then sometimes people also do stay in situations where it does impact them in a destructive way and it blocks their potential. This also happens in parent-child relationships, as we know. So what I feel like it's really saying here is that the change actually may manifest in something physical. You notice it physically in your life, where something kind of breaks or it falls apart, or there's a surge of energy, and it's like you've got to take care of something that is blocking your potential or your pathway, if that makes sense. So the devil is, it's an energy that comes up in readings when there's something in your life that's basically chaining you to the past or chaining you to a situation. And with a perspective change or a profound thought of some kind, we take action on that, and it breaks the chains, breaks the cycle, the addiction, whatever it might be. For me, it's coffee. I drink way too much coffee. Well, that's one of the things. I'm just using a really superficial example. So this leads to this week, and any realizations you have in this week about what I'm talking about leads to the 10 of Cups and going somewhere. The Chariot. And where you're going is pretty much a slow, committed pathway. It's commitment to something. It's the turning of the tides, the change in direction. Two of Swords with that energy. So Knight of Pentacles, cautiousness, planning, being committed to every step along the way, knowing what it's going to include and take, and also the ability to make decisions. You might feel at the end of the week that you are wondering if you made the right decision in something that you're doing right now. But the positive thing with the Two of Swords is that even when we don't have all of the the details, all of the information. That was on the bottom of the deck. The High Priestess, we do have the ability to tune into our own senses intuitively. So I feel like that was kind of focusing on the square with Sun and Mars, where we will take action on realizations of a profound kind of level at some point, or even just have the ideas this week. And these changes will equate to something of a plan of doing something, where it basically removes you from some kind of situation where you were blocked. I have the Temperance card to clarify the Moon and Aries. So this is about the alchemical process of combining energy to create some sort of desired outcome. And the Eight of Pentacles. So there's a lot of kind of trying something out, experimenting. It's kind of like creating a recipe. The Moon with Eris, it's like testing things, experimenting things, putting something in, taking it out, seeing how it works. So this is all part of the planning process of what it's talking about here with the this full moon. So why is there a need for experimentation and process of elimination and just seeing how something looks, or seeing how so what I'm getting here, it's saying try it before you commit to it. Experiment with it, because maybe whatever the situation is, you don't have a lot of experience. Maybe because, we're talking about Aries energy here. There's a theme in this reading about surging of energy and frequency of ideas. Colors have frequency. The color that you see on the screen has a frequency, makes you feel a certain way. And I didn't match the fact that it's the same color as my sweatshirt. So the card we have is magic. And it says, the frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand this moment, to move toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in our manifestation. So we work out the details, we work out the plan, Libra, and we bring in our dream, our passion, our ideas, because you've got to balance those things. And to create this magical situation, whatever it is in your relationship, you want it to be the best it can be. You don't want to just go with the flow and see how it works out. Some people do that, but I think that if you're, around the age of 30 to 60, in that bracket, that you have plenty of experience with relationships to know that when you go along with things, when you go with the flow and see how it turns out, sometimes it just doesn't turn out the way that you would like it to. So we have to create the magic. It doesn't just happen. We are the spark and the creator of magic in the physical world. So these profound things that I was talking about that you might have ideas about, you can just experiment with it. Go as big as you want to go with it. If it's a creative project, do a lot of experimentation. Tantric journey. So if you are in a relationship and you are in a passionate situation, it says the frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through the sensual experiences we have with with ourselves and with another. So obviously this can mean physical experiences with another person and just the pure magic of it. This can also mean the pure magic that you have as an individual human being with the relationship of all of your senses in creating something in the physical world. So Tantra is not just about sex, it's about the way that we engage our physical senses. And so I feel like it's saying that it's kind of a magical full moon, but it could probably feel like it's a rush of energy, or it's a challenging kind of, like it's overwhelming or there's too much going on. So I'm going to leave that with you. I have to go pick up my son, and I will be back next week. Sorry that this was so short, but I hope that it was interesting and helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.